Hello, everyone.
What's up? Oh yeah, podcast.
This is the first ever episode of Youthful Voices. Okay, this is a pretty big monument, iconic.
The series premiere.
The beginning of history. The start of a movement.
Ooh.
A legacy.
Ooh.
And we're going to look back at this moment and see, why did Ozzy talk so much? Okay, I'm Ozzy.
I'm Nick.
Yeah.
I'm Ashley.
All right. And this is our podcast, Youthful Voices. Youth. Youthful Voices.
That was
You
our
did that.
theme song.
Yes,
guys.
that was great.
By the way.
Thank you, Nick, for doing that.
You're welcome.
I don't know why he doesn't have a SoundCloud. I don't understand.
It's coming.
It's coming. It should have been here already. Right. So, yeah. So, that's a preview for a Grammy-nominated song.
Oh, shut
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
A little preview, sneak peek.
Please stand for the national anthem.
Wow.
Yes, that was great, Nick. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Honestly, how much did it take you to do that intro song?
How much did it take us to do it?
How long?
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of breaks in between.
I would say a day.
Yeah.
Let's just...
It's something up to about a day.
Remember when you did that thing where... Okay, so in the iPhone, don't you have like this app?
Oh, GarageBand?
Yeah, and you can create like music. And he took we had like a full hour, right? And you took like the full hour just showing us how to make the song.
That was a whole fail because everything went wrong. The projector didn't work. So you used like a 1982 projector, one of those old school ones.
The red ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, you know that little sound in the beginning? So I took up like some old newspapers, I just iconic. That intro sound is going to be sampled everywhere. Just to let y'all know. Okay.
What's the point of this podcast? I guess we came up with this podcast with the idea of just letting people know that we have a voice. Even though we are young, it doesn't matter if we haven't supposedly had enough experience. We've seen enough to be able to say something, Because most people are quiet, and I feel like that shouldn't be it.
Yeah, because age is not equal to experience. Some of these really young kids have gone through most than some of these middle-life people in their entire lives. So I feel like this podcast is special because it gives people who usually voice are silent, like, oh, you're too young. You don't need to feel this type of way. You don't need to be passionate about this issue. But the issues that we face today are our tomorrow. So we should care about the issues that happen today. Even if it's little things like, oh, this person won the election, or, oh, the water supply is decreasing, or, oh, global warming. Like, some of these people, they don't need to worry about that because they already got a foot in the grave. Facts. So they don't need to care, but we care because that's our future, and our future is important, and I want our future to be great.
Did you get that quote from somewhere? Or today is our tomorrow?
Today is our tomorrow. Osadilor, 2018. If y'all want to use that, y'all have to pay me 20% royalties.
You're joking.
My P.O. box is in the description below. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I think this is a good idea. I mean, we're doing it, I guess I wouldn't say for fun because people wouldn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
But I guess
it is fun. It is fun.
To be able to, it's fun.
But the name, we have gone through a long journey.
How long was the journey?
let's just say Youthful Voices was not our first
No.
or second or third.
It took us about 2 months to really decide on our name.
The whole summer.
Like
What was our first one?
Voices.
Voices.
Just voices.
Voices, yeah.
But
It's
it's
simple. Like, if you do a quick search on SoundCloud, there's like thousands and thousands of already podcasts called
not only
Voices.
that, but like our friend of ours, her name's Priscilla.
Yes.
She has her own thing going on, and it's really cool. And it's called Voices, and it's like a. Would you say it's a school group
Yeah, it's a club.
Yeah, it's a club. It's a school club, but we didn't mostly want to take away her name.
Yeah,
because that's what
so-
she came up with.
Yeah, so shout out to Priscilla. Actually, she's helping us a lot. She's going to connect us
big
with.
things right now.
Yes, like she's over here having lunch with the mayor, kikiing with Constable
I
and the
wish.
Magoo, just playing games with their kids and stuff. So we
Yeah.
didn't want to take away from Voices. So our next
And then
name was what?
Ozzy. Well, I don't.
Oh, Kids Have Voices
Yeah.
too. I had this whole thesis paper about why it needs to be Kids Have Voices too.
Hold up. We haven't even. Wait. Yeah, we have
Lake Highlands Talk.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Lake Highlands Talk. We don't know her.
Her?
Her. It's a her. That name was a her.
Really?
She was, yes.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, she was very disrespectful. We didn't like her.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so
Oh
we came
my
up.
gosh.
I came up with Kids Have Voices too.
I kind of agreed with the name, but I talked to Ozzy about it because, in my perspective, society doesn't think that kids are teenagers, right? People think kids are from ages to 5 or somewhere around there. You know what I mean?
Which was the point, but continue.
Oh my gosh!
ASMR
And then we talked about it, and I talked to some of my friends about it, and they thought that the name didn't click. And I think, our name right now, Youthful Voices, it talks.
Iconic.
Yeah, it's basic. The name itself explains what the podcast is about, and that's what I like about it. Kids have voices too. People won't really understand what that is. You know what I mean?
I understand what you mean. Yeah, so we came a long way.
Yeah, thanks to Ozzy for the name, Youthful Voices.
Yes, it's great. I hope y'all like it. So, Ash.
I'm still trying to reach for the popcorn bag. I'm hungry.
So, Ash, Nick,
um,
what's poppin'?
oof, a lot. Oh, did you hear?
What?
Donald Trump insulted.
What
I don't even know how to say it.
You don't.
What?
No.
She
No,
doesn't
I'm not
know
trying-
how to pronounce.
No, I do know.
Read
I'm
the
just
sets.
listen. It's kind of amazing.
We are
what,
sorry that Ashley cannot continue the rest of this podcast.
I know how to pronounce it. It just surprises me. He doesn't even okay. Recently, Donald Trump tweeted out, basically shading that
Pull up the
LeBron
receipts.
James
Pull up the
is
receipts.
alright. That I think I screenshotted it, but it was just surprising to me how a person like Donald Trump can insult someone like LeBron James. He has come up with the school. How can you call that person dumb?
What other basketball players do?
Yes,
I want to shout out LeBron James because a lot of people talk about, we do so much philanthropy, and they put out an idea and they never do it. But LeBron James has actually took time. You don't just build a school.
yeah, it's hard work.
It's even if you build the building, you have to bring kids in, you have to bring the supplies, you have to bring teachers, all of that.
Water supply, everything.
Everything. So the fact that
And I think this is just only the beginning for him. I
It
think
is.
He's gonna do something great. I just feel it, you know.
And I think it's free of cost for interstate kids in Ohio. I guess. Yeah, Ohio.
Yeah.
So that's a really good thing. So I don't
And
understand why Donald Trump would.
I
even say
read
anything.
in Apple News, something popped out about Melania backing up LeBron James and on Donald Trump.
Ooh.
Because I think Melania, as a first lady, you're supposed to do those things. You're supposed to go to schools and talk to people and talk to students. And
Isn't LeBron James doing what Melania should be already doing?
I mean,
Michelle Obama, by now, she already had her, what's it called? Let's
she's
Move something.
way beyond. She's done so much.
She already got rid of all the sodas in our school. First of all,
That's a no.
Michelle Obama, this goes to you. We do not appreciate that. I want to say this to you especially.
We love you though.
Yeah, we love you. You're the mother of our. You're
you.
our first lady. But I don't appreciate
the
food.
The good stuff.
I was looking forward to that.
Yes. We need grease. We still have it.
We need
Even
sugar.
if you're gone, we still have it.
We need salt and pepper.
We need salt and pepper.
Sit in a seat for 8 hours without doing. Like most of the teachers don't even let us like get up. We're sitting and we're looking at textbooks or computers or whatever it is. And I just think that having like some extra goodies, you know what I mean?
Just a little bloop bloop. Yeah, something that could sustain us through the day. Okay, but we're not talking about Michelle. But Melania, do better. The administration, do better. America, do better. Point blank, period. Okay. Period. City girls.
Alright, so what else is popping?
What else is popping? Okay, let's go to some sadder news a bit. Demi Lovato, this has been in the news for like
you're
2
probably
weeks.
familiar with it already, but if you haven't heard, just in case, Demi Lovato overdosed.
Yeah.
And I think it wasn't just one type of pill; it was like multiple pills.
I heard it was heroin. TMZ, I think Demi should sue TMZ because the first thing they said was heroin.
But that's not true.
But they said it wasn't heroin.
Yeah.
And why are they the only news source that we're hearing this from? Mm-hmm. That's kind of weird. But anyways, I know she definitely did it. But she's been...
guys, just know that there are ways, and I know that sometimes times can be tough and rough, but just know that there's a way out of everything. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I mean, it's happened
an easy way out.
It's a wheezy. It's
a wheezy.
It's an easy way out, but I just think you should really not overdose.
If you don't, I don't think she really. So there's a common misconception that drug addiction is a choice, and you do not choose.
No.
You can choose to take the drug. You can choose to take the drug. Yeah.
No one's forcing you.
No one's forcing you to take that. Well, there's certain cases.
I don't know.
But people take the drug, but no one wants a drug addiction. A drug addiction should be treated the same as someone sitting in the hospital bed with leukemia. You wouldn't laugh at someone saying, this is what you get. You shouldn't have done blah, 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 blah. No, you don't do that. Like, no one chooses to be a drug addict. So people that are making fun of Demi and saying, this is what you do, you crackhead or something like that. Yeah. Those memes. That hurts people.
Oh, that was your sister or brother.
Yeah.
Most of I don't think you'd understand what she's going through. And she probably had a reason, but even through all of it, we hope that she gets better. Mm-hmm. Guys, just I don't even know what the phone number is.
Yeah.
I don't know what to
say.
I
know there's a hotline for everything.
Yes.
Just do your research. If you're not dealing with anything, you might know someone who is. So do your research.
I think in our school, didn't they do like a whole meeting about it? Like, if you need help. Wait, didn't they do that?
I don't know.
They did I don't remember what it was, but I remember they pulling all of the students in, and they were like, if you need help or anything, they gave us a suicide prevention line, and like the phone number. I don't remember. I just remember someone. Anyways,
you remember something, but yeah, drug addiction is not a choice. And actually, she made a documentary in the past year. Yeah, about her being 6 years sober. So her 6 years sober, that's a big deal. And this one relapse, it can just ruin everything. Mm-hmm. So that goes to say, once an addict, always an addict. You always have to be on top of it. People around you always have to stay clear. Actually, her team has been accused. There's some of her tour members that's been seen doing cocaine and snorting cocaine on Snapchat. So you need to surround yourself with good people. So, yeah.
That kind of leads me into the life of a celebrity. Do you think her being a celebrity, do you think that would have been a reason for her to do that?
Yes. There's so many pressures. And people think, you're a celebrity.
You have money. Life. You know what I mean?
You don't need to worry about anything. And that's why there's been so many celebrities that have been committing suicides. Mm-hmm.
Robin Williams.
Yes. Mm-hmm. and like people look
Best
towards
actor
different.
all time.
Yeah, like
Just saying.
R.I.P. to him and all the others who've died because of pressures and their own mental health sicknesses. But when you're a celebrity, people see you as beyond human, and you don't have the problems of a human.
Feelings.
Yeah, just because you got money, you don't need to worry about anything. You can just buy everything. You can't buy happiness. Money, money cannot buy you happiness. That's a serious thing.
Oh, imagine all the backlash that she had. Probably just people spreading rumors. You know, like you said, TMZ said something about
heroin.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know. But we do. I think today or yesterday it was released, TMZ, that she is going to be checked into rehab soon.
Yeah, I heard
That's
that too.
good. Like, that's a first step. And her family and friends are there now, which is good.
That's
good.
good.
Yeah,
And she
some
also
people,
has good friends.
She has some really good friends, but it's sad that even if she didn't, like, we can't blame people for what she did, because at the end of the day, she is a grown woman. She is responsible for her own decisions.
Yeah.
But this is just a terrible addiction, and I think addiction should be. Oh, actually, there's medical proof that addiction is the same as disease. It's an actual disease. Yes, because your body can't function without a drug. That's a disease. Nobody wants their body to be like. Let's say someone. They take cocaine one time. Okay, that's cool. They want to do that. That was their choice. But when they want to get that urge to do it over and over again, that's their body telling them to do that. So I feel like it's a hard way to define it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like in the future we'll have a clear proof, like with more research and things of that nature.
I hope, like...
Yeah. So we hope Demi gets better. We don't want another tragedy. And then the same people who are making memes and stuff like that, if... God forbid, if anything did happen to her, they would be the same ones like R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. Legend gone too soon. They only appreciate you when you're gone, and that's terrible.
I don't know if y'all guys remember the DJ Avicii?
Oh yeah,
the best. Like, I enjoy his music to like the top, and then out of nowhere, my sister was like, "Oh, did you hear that Avicii passed away?" I was like, "Wait, what?" And I went to his recent Instagram post, and he didn't have, like, you know how if you're famous, you get a lot of comments, right? And in his last recent post, there were people that don't even listen to him. Like, "Oh, rest in peace, Avicii. We loved you so much." Which is good,
but like it's good to appreciate them.
It's
but give people their flowers while they're still here.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Y'all don't know me, but I, this week, have gone to the D10 Summit.
Say it loud.
The D10 Leadership Summit.
Oh,
all right, just to let you know, the D10 Leadership Summit is, they just got like 12 kids, and they went around and just gathered us like from different schools. And each day we had like new panels of like big people like CEOs, entrepreneurs, councilmen. Not to brag, but I ate lunch with the mayor. So yeah,
small things.
The mayor of Dallas.
The mayor of Dallas.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Fun fact: the mayor of Dallas did the "In My Feelings" challenge.
Are you joking?
No, he didn't. Yeah, he did. He tried his best, and that's all we're gonna talk about.
Hey, at least he tries to contribute.
At least he tried. Yeah, he tried. His hips. So that was. Put this on your bucket list, y'all. Attend a city briefing open mic, because the people that you meet, I'm telling you, First Lady, she had these black sunglasses, her brown leather bag. She was just walking and she stand by the podium. She said, "I have a CD for each and every one of y'all, and with different clips proving how corrupt you are." I was like, "Oh,
dang, just like
tell
that.
me how you feel, sis."
Just like that.
Like, just so many receipts. And some people aren't professionals, so they just go to the mic. Like, they put their face so close to the mic, they might as well be kissing it. And when they talk, it sounds like they're beatboxing. Like, when she said her P's and B's, she was punching the mic. It was terrible. Yeah. So, once in your life, attend a briefing. It's one of your greatest experiences. You can have a laugh. Not too loud, they'll kick you out. So, yeah. So how do we feel about school coming up?
I don't want to
you had to mention
I'm
it.
sorry. If any students, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. School's coming.
Sadly.
You can't ignore it. You can.
You can,
But what's the point now? There's already back to school commercials.
No, I haven't
Honestly,
been watching those.
Actually, I haven't been seeing them a lot. JCPenney, you're slacking. This is time to maximize your profit. You're slacking.
Honestly, though, I'm not gonna say I'm excited, but I am kind of glad to go back because during the summer, all I did was like, I don't want to say just slack off, but I didn't have anything to do. And now that we're going to school, I'll have things to do. I mean, I'm gonna be stressed, but
yeah. Have y'all done any back to school shopping?
No,
Not a little bit, like 3 shirts. That's it.
Oof. 0.
That's it. 3 shirts.
I just got in like a couple of shirts, but
y'all are ahead of me.
When we were in elementary, our moms would go to school, to like the stores like 1 month earlier and buy the backpacks, buy the supplies, buy the uniforms.
Because they didn't need our input, we would wear whatever.
I used to wear some mess. It's just anything. It doesn't matter though.
But these stores are slacking. Like, I don't see anything that I want. I hope y'all did your summer reading. If you didn't know what your summer reading is, do it.
Too late.
It's not too late. Cliff Notes is a thing. Spark Notes.
I don't recommend.
Yes. Actually, yeah,
I
because
don't recommend Spark Notes.
Teachers are smarter nowadays, so they
know
look
what's
that
going
stuff.
on.
They look that stuff up. So it's not like, ooh, there's this new secret. Nope.
No,
too much technology.
I think there's just kids that kind of aren't careful with what they're talking about, and then they're like, "Oh, I use Spark Notes," and when teachers aren't dumb, they listen.
To all the teachers who might listen to this, I do not approve of Cliff Notes, Spark Notes, etc. I do
Notes?
all my What even
before.
is that? I've never heard of it. What is it? Is it a fireworks? I don't know. Have you heard of it?
No.
Spark Notes.
I don't even know I even mentioned that. I think those words just came out of my
too?
mouth. Yeah, who is that? Yeah. The Song of the Summer.
Huh?
Song of the
I
Summer.
don't know. I'm not on this. That's all y'all. I can't take. I don't know.
Do you have any songs of the summer?
No.
I don't think there was a lot of good music that came out this summer.
There's a lot, but
Like, there was a lot of music, but good music. Because if you look the past few years, I can name you songs like Uptown Funk, different things like that.
Never played that song.
Yeah, I think In My Feelings.
That'd probably be the summer song.
Do you love me? Are you?
Alright, guys, that's a break.
All right, the cut. Yeah, Will Smith. He stood on top of some big building.
That was cool.
That was very cool. That's extra.
Drake actually talked about that in his music video. Have you seen his music video?
I haven't
Yes,
seen
I
it.
did.
Yeah.
You're missing out.
I am.
Mm-hmm. You are over here eating gum.
This is
during our
yeah.
How unprofessional. Are you even gonna share?
No, it's only it's 2 pieces left.
Oh wow, 1, 2. Yeah. Okay. So, Ashley, do you want to introduce us to our next section?
Sure.
Yes.
So I thought it was like a okay idea to just bring in facts of the day because you know how you have so much free time in the summer? Oh my god, the things that I've read. So there's this one fact. Are you ready? In 1567, the man said to have the longest beard in the world died after he tripped over his beard running away from a fire.
What?
That's ironic.
How do you grow your beard that long? I actually shaved. Y'all won't be able to see that, but I actually shaved. So
talking about looking, go to our Instagram.
Oh yeah. What even is our Instagram name? It's youthful. It's
just search up the title.
It's in our bio. It's all good. We're good. We're professionals.
Don't you think it's ironic that you grow your own beard
and
that's how you
die?
Something that you created ended up killing you.
Tragic.
Ain't that something? Thank you, Ashley, for our fact of the day. Very helpful information. I'll use that on the next SAT. Oh, speaking of that, the PSAT is October.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
I told myself I was going to study. You know what? I'm going to study.
Nice.
I'm gonna study.
All right. Yeah. Oh, if anybody's watching this that had experience, we're all gonna be juniors in high school. So
It's the year where everyone says that it's the hardest year out of high school.
out of desperation,
I've
is it
already
that
had.
hard?
Oh my
Is it true?
gosh!
Like,
That's what they said.
If you care enough, just like type a few words like yes, no, you're gonna die. It's not as easy. You're gonna lose 40 brain cells. I don't know, but
They like
These are
last
fears.
year when I was when we were freshmen.
we were not freshmen last year.
No, not last year. When we were freshmen.
Oh,
Um.
y'all can't see this right now, but her eyes just like exploded right now. I'm
What?
just kidding.
The sophomores would I think they would just play around with us, but they would tell me that sophomore year was the hardest year, and now juniors are telling us that junior year was their hardest year.
But we all know senior year is not. But we all know senior year is not the hardest year at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
One of our audience members. I'm just kidding. So
This is a live podcast,
yeah,
guys. Sorry.
this is our first time actually.
Anything
We're rolling with the punches right now. So if y'all have any suggestions or anything that you,
Any tips?
yeah, anything that can make it better, we're open.
Also, if you go to our Instagram, make sure you comment anything that you'd like for us to talk about during the podcast. You know, give us some topics to which you want us to talk about. It gets interesting, I promise.
Yeah. Once we post pictures, have you even posted any
No,
pictures?
it's like one on the Instagram. I don't know.
Okay.
So
So
0 posts right now. It's okay.
we're gonna get to a serious issues. Everyone say it with me. Gentrification. All right.
I don't think anybody said it with you.
Nobody said it with me. I heard crickets. Okay. So our next topic is something that y'all probably might not know about, but is gentrification.
Talk about it.
So it's something. It's like an underground issue that is going to be like coming up. But places like Insecure. Do any of y'all watch Insecure?
I really want to.
No.
I heard it's a good show.
One of the best. It's coming back August 10th. Y'all better catch up. I think August 10th.
Is it season 2 or
Season 3.
Dang, my bad.
Shoot, Issa Rae, I am so sorry. Okay, so back to the issue, gentrification. So it usually goes on in apartment complexes that, let's say, the apartment, it's okay. There's a lot of issues. People are complaining. The staff isn't doing anything. And then someone buys it off. And they have new management. Oh, great. People are going to finally listen. And then they redo the flooring. They put solar panels. They make 2 pools, not 1, 2, and a saltwater one. I'm not adding anyone, but so that laugh. Did y'all hear it? It was because the gum in my mouth. It just reduced what I was going to say. Okay, so
ASMR?
ASMR? No,
Question mark?
I'm sorry. Y'all have to witness that. You're not see. Sorry, y'all have to hear that. So, back to the issue. So once you get all those cool new renovations, you're like, oh, people are actually caring for us. Then, bloop, they jack up the prices. Now rent went from this to this, and that was, for some people that would be like, okay. But let's say you came there, that was like your last resort. You don't have any money, you move out. But then someone moves back. Someone has to move back in. And usually they tend to aim for the fresh out of college white kids that already have money. They do that. I was talking about this with one of the mentors that was working with us at the D10. And she was saying the same thing. And then this one kid in our class, he was white, he was really cool. He was talking about the same situation, but in reverse. How his parents, they were talking about different things in their neighborhood. They turned into more Hispanic. But one of the people that was there said it really nicely, that those people, the white community, they can move somewhere else and start a whole nother community. But some people who's their last resort, they can't move anywhere else but the slums and homelessness. That's all I wanted to say. I'm going to leave y'all on that somber note.
That was like a whole rant.
It was a rant. I'm going to just do... That's a new segment, Rants by Ozzy.
I don't
Yeah.
even think that's a segment. You've been going on with rants.
To be honest, this whole... I'm going to just name it Youthful Rants.
Youthful rants.
Yeah. So... She's too busy eating gum, y'all. So
No, it's just...
sponsor us, Hubba Bubba. Wait, this is not Hubba Bubba. Juicy Drop Gums. Yes.
Wow, you really suck at asking for...
Oof.
Let's talk about our generation.
What about it? What's wrong with it?
Okay,
What's the
so
problem?
I don't think. Well, there might be a problem, but you know, phones and all that. When I was little, I didn't spend the whole day at my phone. You know what I used to do?
What used to?
I lived like on a second floor, so we would go downstairs, and there was like a bunch of dirt. It's like a plain field, and I would get dirt, and we would have like our own pretend restaurant.
Inside the house?
No, like outside.
Oh, so I was like, dirt inside the house?
No, and then we would make like these cakes, like chocolate cakes, but they would be made out of dirt and water.
You're making mud pies?
Yeah,
Oh.
we would just play. That was like my childhood. Like we would go outside, play outside.
Using your imagination, right?
Yeah, and it was just about that. It wasn't
But
about.
that's true. We don't do that.
No, I didn't even have a phone until I was like 13.
I didn't get a phone.
I got my first phone like by the end of 6th grade.
What?
They were
Yeah.
nasty.
Y'all guys were
Android.
like 12?
When did you get your first phone?
Like 13. 13, or I
What grade
think.
is
Yeah,
that?
13.
Well, what
I think
grade is
that's
that?
eighth,
That's like
8th
seven?
grade.
8th grade.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oof.
Yeah, because we graduated. I graduated when I was 12.
You graduated. Graduated what?
Like elementary. You know?
Do people even say that? They graduated elementary?
That became a thing. I didn't think that was a thing. You graduate from 6th grade.
Yeah, but nobody really claims it.
Well, guess what? I did. So
You heard it here, folks. 6th grade graduation is the best thing ever.
no, it's
Awesome.
not. It's the most awkwardest thing ever.
No,
Awkwardness?
Yeah, 6th
How?
grade. Because my classmates were awkward.
You get the whole day to yourself. You just outside.
We sang "Happy" by Pharrell, and by we 5 people and over a mic.
Graduation wasn't even the best day of 6th grade for me. Like I've been through that
Ranch.
school through so much that they know me. Like the principal knew me and everything, and she would pull me out of class so that I could go help out in field day, and I would get wet all day and spend all day. Just
That is-
like that,
Did
because
you do that
the
to us?
principal, like, she knew me. Like,
Oh.
you know, we were kind of close.
I got you.
Yeah. Not only that, but she put me, like, I don't know if y'all remember this. What's it called? They were, like, counselors. I was, like, a counselor.
Student council?
Mm,
Peer
no.
helpers.
Yes. No. I guess.
Peer
Peer
mediators?
mediators.
Yeah,
Peer
yeah, yeah.
mediators.
Is that not the same thing?
I don't think it is.
Is it not?
No.
It is?
I don't know.
The mediators, you know, it means
Alright,
helping.
explain. America, explain.
Peer mediation?
Yes, no.
No, I don't think you want me to explain. It's just
It's a long
weird to
process.
see that kids nowadays, like my youngest sister is 6 years old and she already has a phone.
That messes up their imagination.
Yes,
It
that
does.
does
Because
mess up their
kids-
imagination.
Kids used to be known for like, doing all these cool, crazy things, but now kids are just following the next trends.
That's why Toys R Us shut down. Nobody plays the
Toys
toys
R
anymore.
Us. Can we have a moment of silence for
what?
Toys R Us?
Oh,
I'm just kidding, not for
if
real.
you go to their website, they're at the end. They're like, just remember, never grow up. That was so
My heart.
sad.
You don't mind me if I cry right now? So, what was the next thing we were going to talk
Oh,
about?
do you guys have any favorite apps that you use on your phone?
Favorite apps?
Not
Twitter.
sponsored, by the way.
Twitter. Oh,
Um,
I don't know about y'all, but Twitter got my back. I'm just kidding. Twitter,
Yes.
if you want to sponsor me, I'm always available. We have our business inquiries in the
Oh,
bio.
please, you really
And by
think-
business inquiries, I mean our email. That's just what every IG model does now. So I just like we do it.
I can't tell you how many times I have like panic attacks constantly during the year, and so my teacher recommended. You know Miss Angela, right?
Oh, yeah.
She
Yeah.
recommended a bunch of apps, and then I saw this one that's called Calm, and it helps me so much.
What's it about?
Like it just like it's like mediation, but like in your phone.
I heard about it, but
Cool.
this sounds cool.
Pretty cool.
My app, Twitter. If you ask me for my Twitter, I ain't giving it to you. Twitter is exclusive, and by exclusive I
Oh,
mean
shut up.
no, like Twitter. People like they hate on Twitter. They thought Twitter was old. They thought Twitter was the new Facebook, but
Is it really
They
though?
put some
no.
respect on Twitter.
Yeah, they need to put respect because everything you see on Instagram, it comes from Twitter first. I'm telling you, that's the truth. So
It's like, I think Twitter's like the only app that you really get to talk to each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like through phone.
like Twitter, you can become famous on Twitter and people will never see your face. So it's more about comedy and like how you make people, how you talk. But on Instagram, if
It's
you're
all
good
about-
looking,
yeah.
you're gonna get followers no matter what. So that's why I like Twitter. You get to connect more.
Also, my other favorite app is Uber Eats.
Uber
Bro.
Eats.
Well, seriously,
She's
I'm
the only
all-
one that uses that app.
Are you joking?
Yes.
I thought, oh my gosh. I don't care. I don't know. Whenever I'm hungry, it saves me. Whenever I'm gonna be in games, I could literally just go to the app, order some food before I play a game. I am hungry. After a long day of school, they don't even serve much at lunch.
Okay, can we talk about this?
We get
Oh
fed
my
like a
gosh, we're
6-year-old.
going back at it
We
again.
get don't you find it weird that when you're in school from like kindergarten to 12th grade, you're fed the same amount of food? You are.
Yeah.
What?
They serve you the
I
same
didn't
plate,
think of it like that.
and yet they expect us to still be satisfied throughout the whole time. But that's why everybody brings snacks. You know those girls that always bring those bags of hot Cheetos,
Yeah.
snacking along, and
Coffee.
No.
their stomachs are messed up.
Have you seen, there's actually students who bring, like, big litters of Coke to school and they drink it, like, in class.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like the way school is, especially lunch. School, you need to fix lunch. I blame Michelle Obama.
It's her fault.
It's her fault. It's
That's her
Michelle
only
Obama.
L she ever took.
It's the only L she has ever took. So y'all can't see this right now, but Ashley's just walking around being weird right now.
My legs. I was sitting on the ground because I feel like if I sit on the couch, you can't really hear me.
You mean you're sitting in our studio?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so studios can have couches.
Yeah,
You're
our
right.
couch. Yeah.
My
So
bad.
let's pretend we're in
What's
the
a
studio.
if you don't have a couch or
Exactly.
a wheelchair?
A
If you're not
wheelchair.
comfortable.
Yeah, we have a flat screen
wheelchair.
TV right here. We have a bunch of, we have like 4 different headphones right now, sponsored, everything. Yeah, let's pretend we're in this big studio and we're not just gathering around a table.
We're not.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Peasants.
You're making it so obvious.
Very obvious. So, speaking of iPhones, don't y'all find it weird that Apple is the first public trillionaire company?
Everybody likes iPhones.
I heard that even Apple can buy like the Disney. I don't know if I think it's Disneyland. Cause I think I don't know where. I think it was BuzzFeed where they
Yeah,
wrote
because
about it.
BuzzFeed is the most reliable source ever.
They got the facts.
I only use BuzzFeed for those quizzes, like
What's your
which
future?
character? Which character are you?
Which
Or-
Disney character are you?
We can tell your age by these 4 questions. I'm like, okay, whatever.
They do things like choose your dream apartment, and then we'll tell you what your future's like, or your dream career.
Yeah.
I got. It's weird because I wanted to be a marine biologist, and that's what I got as a result.
Hey.
You heard it here first. BuzzFeed is 100% reliable. Ashley.
Yeah.
So, what else we got?
There's this thing that I think, were you in biology pre-P? Wait, it wasn't biology, chemistry pre-P.
Yes.
Yeah, we had this essay in our test where it says that whenever you wake up, you know how you feel like you could just want to go back to sleep?
Yeah.
So when you're sleeping in the night, you go through a process, and when you wake up again, that means you're done with the process. But when you go back again to sleep, it restarts that process, and it complicates your sleep. Like, you'll be sleepy for the rest of the day, basically.
Oh.
Isn't that confidential information?
What?
Wasn't that part of like some like big test?
I have no idea.
Please don't sue us.
I'm not.
It was a test, but we kind of just went over it with the teachers,
Yeah.
and just the fact I haven't even.
So
heard
don't
it.
go
Yeah.
back to sleep once you already wake up, because that's bad for you. All right. I think we're done for today.
Well, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
remember,
Pretty went quick.
Yeah, this is our first episode. Remember, we can always change things. Leave suggestions down. Tell your friends. We need this.
Just help out, guys.
We've worked really hard on this, and it's all gonna pay off. So if y'all can support us, I can tell the future. I can tell we're gonna be like big, huge stars, big banks. I saw a vision. I'm just kidding.
If you made it this far to listening to our podcast, you are awesome.
Yeah, we'll give you a high five. Yeah. So I think that's it. Yeah, keep the conversation going. Your voices always matter. Yeah, this is Youthful Voices.
All right.
Out.
Bye.
Bye. Youth. Youthful Voices.